First of all, let's just touch on the Packers absolutely fucking clapping the Vikings. What do you take from that? What's happening? Dude, before, I think last stream, I was saying I like the Vikings going to the Super Bowl. I think they're kind of a sleeper team. Now I'm like, bro, no, they're out first round of the playoffs. Like, I don't even know. Like, dude, Justin Jefferson, 1 reception for 15 yards. Are you shitting me?
Yeah, he got boxed up. Jalen Naylor, though, out of Michigan State University.
Yeah, true.
3 receptions, 89 yards, a touchdown. You know what? Half of those stats were in the dog shit minutes when Kirk Cousins decides to put up some stats and keep his job. Here's what I'll say about the Minnesota Vikings. Here's a fun stat, actually. The point differential, the amount that the Vikings have won and lost by, is greater. They have lost by more points than the Detroit Lions have lost by points. And yet, the Minnesota Vikings are 12-4. The Detroit Lions are 8-8, if that makes sense, right? So we've lost more close games, and the Vikings have won more close games. But the games that the Vikings did lose, they got dicked on.
Yeah.
So I don't know. The thing with the Vikings, I tweeted out, I said, I can't tell if the Vikings are frauds or not.
Yeah.
You know, I think they are a good team. I think they're very inconsistent. And I think being inconsistent is a horrible omen for the NFL playoffs.
It's like when they played the Cowboys and just got clapped.
God, they were horrible here.
Yeah.
They got shit on.
Exactly.
They couldn't do a thing.
On. Yeah.
So, and this is a team they've already shit on.
Yeah.
They killed the Packers when they played them first. If you have a bye in the playoffs and you're an inconsistent team, you're on, I'd say, okay grounds. Because you only need to play, 3 more good games? Right. You play the divisional, you play the conference championship, play the Super Bowl. Yeah. If you can be consistent for those 3 games, you're good. But for the Vikings to go all the way to the Super Bowl, they cannot have a single game that looks anything like this, which they've already proved. I think the first half of the Colts, they looked like this. The entire Cowboys game, they looked like this. The entire Packers game, they looked like this. You gotta be consistent, play your best football for the wild card, the divisional, the NFC Championship, and the Super Bowl. I do not believe it is possible for the Minnesota Vikings to win a Super Bowl.
That stat you were saying in the beginning when you were talking about the Vikings, what do they lose by the biggest amount or something?
It's just point differential. It's like let's say the Lions were 0-16,
right?
But they lost every game by 1.
Yeah.
Their point differential is -17 because out of 17 games they lost by a point. The Vikings have a worse point differential than the Lions.
Say their records were the same. Does that factor in who would get into the playoffs?
I believe it goes by strength of schedule.
Okay, because the Packers and the Lions have like the same schedule or same record. It does the Packers losing by a lot when they lose, and the Lions losing by a little when they lose. Does that factor in?
No.
No?
Mm-mm. The only way for the Detroit Lions to go to the playoffs, for example, is if we beat the Packers and the Rams beat the Seahawks. Yes. I believe in a tiebreaker, it goes by strength of schedule.
The Lions can make the playoffs only if the Seahawks lose to the Rams earlier in the day, and then if the Lions beat the Packers. Right?
You know, there's always like some crackpot conspiracy theory of how you get into playoffs. This is pretty cut and dry.
I know.
Though.
I like how that is.
This is simple.
And I think it's really
Baker Mayfield beats Geno. We beat Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, I think it's really sick, too. It's like the last game. It's like their last game to figure out who it is, and it's like their rivals. Like that's gonna be
it's fucking sick. Like it's the NFC. It's an NFC North battle.
Yeah,
and we're good against the Packers. Not really, but I think I'm okay with it. If that same Packers team shows up that showed up last week, though,
we're getting clapped.
Wait a second, though. So what do the Packers need? What do the Packers need to make the playoffs? Like, if the Packers win, do they go? It goes by conference. Jack says it goes by conference wins. So if that's true, whoever has the most wins in the conference goes to the playoffs. Okay, that makes sense. Nothing impacts the Lions here. That's all I'm really worried about. But that's a good point. I wonder what the Packers need. Packers just have to win?
Yeah, I think so. I'm not seeing.
Wow. So more than anything, here's what would be so funny to me. The Seahawks beat the Rams, and then we hold the Packers from going to the playoffs.
Yeah.
Because the Seahawks. So here's what the Seahawks
we wouldn't even have a chance, is what you're saying?
No, because we wouldn't have a chance. So Seahawks beat the Rams. We no longer can get in the playoffs.
Exactly. So it's
but we can fuck the Packers over if we beat them.
Oh.
So it looks like there's kind of a 3-way love triangle here. The Seahawks make the playoffs if they beat the Rams and we beat the Packers. We make the playoffs if we beat the Packers and the Rams beat the Seahawks, and the Packers win just by beating us. They don't need anything else to happen. It doesn't matter if the Seahawks win because the tiebreaker between the Seahawks and the Packers goes to the Packers.
Damn.
And the Packers are pretty hot right now, but so are the Lions.
Yeah,
You tell me
I
we're
would-
not hot.
I would love to
We
see
looked
that.
fucking awesome
Yeah.
against the Bears.
And then I just found this funny little rant, actually, of Vikings fans on Reddit suggesting a conspiracy theory in which the Packers overwatered the middle of the field.
in a way that would somehow affect only the Vikings.
Dude, this dude, he just goes off. He goes off. There's like a, look at this.
Let me read it. Let me
Look at
read
that.
it.
Oh my gosh, he goes
God.
off. Mother
Doubling,
Nature.
tripling, quadrupling down the stake. Go to the first one. I want to read this.
Yeah, dude.
As a Packers fan, I want to say it should be a fun game. May the best team win. That's a game I'd love to go to, dude. That'd be an awesome game.
Here's this little segment, though.
Here's a Malding Vikings fan after the Packers game. I know we didn't play our best football, but it was kind of odd that the dead middle of the field was covered in water and slopping wet when Green Bay hasn't received any precipitation since 12-23. I think they hosed down the field to their advantage. You can also see it drying as the game went on. No wonder why Jair was so confident. He only had to guard half the field, and he has the speed difference. They removed all plays across midfield, hence why we were slipping all game. We were prepared for dry conditions, making the quarterback job really easy. All they had to do is focus on stopping the run. Also, with the wet field, they're at an advantage because they're a run-heavy team, and the receivers are picked for speed to beat you down the side. They also had time to prepare for their tactics. I want answers on why the field was slopping
I
wet.
want answers.
Since they haven't had rain or snow since the day before Christmas. Dirty move by the Packers at minimum. At maximum, borderline cheating. Explain to me, even if this was true, how that only affects Vikings players.
Yeah, exactly.
Wouldn't the
That's the
exact
whole-
same thing?
That's
Oh
the whole.
my God.
That's the funny part about it.
It's
and
a
it's
felony Malding.
just went on, bro.
He's
Oh my
really
gosh.
having it. You know what that is right there? That's the 15th leg of your parlay is Vikings money line.
Is it? Do players wear different cleats? It says, however, we weren't even notified of cleats to wear or anything to do with field conditions. This is all the same person too. They
That
practice
is
all
so
week.
hilarious. What do you mean you weren't notified of leads?
Yeah, is
you
this
think
dude
the
a
Green Bay
coach?
Packers organization is texting your head coach? Like, hey, gonna be a rainy one in
exactly.
Lambeau.
And is this dude on Reddit like a fucking coach? He's like, we weren't notified. What are you on the sideline with the team?
Nah, dude, that's actually Kirk Cousins.
Probably.
That's when he says
Glass
we, he
cherry
really means it.
425.
Yeah, he's smoking on that copium, smoking on that coat pack.
Oh my god.
I love it. That's a heater.